Greetings everyone, here is Valfreya and I welcome you to my first video. Today I have asked the runes what kind of message would they have for Midgardians. Okay, so the runes we have here are Dagaz, Mannaz, Fehu and Othala first. Above them are Sowilo, Thurisaz, Gebo, and below we have Tiwaz, Eiwaz, and Ingwaz. So, what is the message of the runes right now? So, starting with the line Dagaz, Mannaz, Fehu, and Othala, I can say that the time has now come. It is clear that mankind, or the areas of mankind as Mannaz is upside down, about everything regarding prosperity, especially nowadays I would say money, make them rootless, make them homeless, as you have Othala and Eiwaz, Eiwaz representing the Yggdrasil roots or the traditions. It makes them upside down, I would say inauthentic. So what is the precisions I can give for this rune cast is, for example, what is the sky? What is the council of the sky? That would be Thurisaz. What is the council of the Asir? That is Gebo. It's the council of the nature spirits, that is Tiwaz. What is the council of the runes? Ingwaz. And what is then, how should men act? That is the rune Eiwaz. So what does that mean? So first, the council of the sky and nature spirits. One can see mankind is not behaving as they should. They are not authentic. It means that each person should look into themselves. The time has come, thanks to Dagaz, to look into it properly, especially if you want to live yourself out and have prosperity and a stable home. Home as in, well, I guess it's a traditional meaning as in family, clan, as in family, as in bonds and trust. Feeling of I am home, I am where I belong, I am surrounded by those who belong to me. So the council of the sky is Thurisaz and the one from the nature spirits Tiwaz. It is said that man has to sprout and fight. So fight as in you have to establish who you are. Don't just run away, don't just give in to everything. If you are this or this kind of person and just live out this and this in an authentic manner, don't always warp yourself. Be honest. Dagaz means that you have to look at yourself properly. Also, Dagaz is in a rather interesting position. It looks up and down rather than being it should be tilted sideways normally to be upside, but to be right side up, I mean. It means that the equilibrium is disturbed between being too high or too low. It means that a person has perhaps too much of a self-esteem issue. There are those who have low self-esteem and are, well, I'd say behaving like bottom feeders, not daring anything. And there are those who have equally low self-esteem because you are always considered having low self-esteem if you don't live yourself out as you are meant to. These people try to reach for the top, but it's more of an artificial one, not necessarily what they truly want. And Thurisaz, the runes of the council of the sky, is actually to dare going through that gate. It is a thorny path, because Thurisaz and Tiwaz are all kind of pointy runes. They hurt, but that's the path the male self should take. Male self as in man, of course, but also the male self that sleeps in a woman. You have to be actively doing that. You can guarantee your prosperity, but you have to do something about it, and the actual counsel is to be yourself, basically, and to dare be yourself, and to be yourself in a normal way. So don't be overbearing, but also don't be too too much giving in to others, or too adaptative, perhaps. The counsel of the Asir is Gebo, as I have stated before. It means that your prosperity and home feeling are a gift as much as you are. So your life is a present. Who you are is also a present. Don't treat yourself like garbage or something. Your true self is a present from the gods. So you have perhaps to see life as such. You can gain opportunities that way, but only if you go through the gate, because the Thurisaz thorn is pointing towards Gebo. Otherwise, success, Sowilo, I haven't presented this rune yet, will be blocked. Thurisaz, the gate is closed. So then, what I have said is, if mankind, or each person taken individually, is behaving in an unauthentic way, what kind of behavior could they display to change that? That is the counsel, that is the rune Eiwaz, that I have placed under the Othala to have more information. Eiwaz is the absolute rune of the deep roots of someone, especially combined with Ingwaz, that is underneath. Not necessarily alone as in where do you come from, what kind of religion or traditions exist in your culture, but also who you truly deeply are. You have to reconnect with all these fragments of your true self, but also of your family. So yes, Othala is pointing towards the roots. It is upside down, which means that it's probably more or less completely destroyed. You have to rediscover that. Showing to Ingwaz means you have to go very deep into the matter, discover things, perhaps discover what true prosperity, true roots actually are. Just consuming in a headless manner, Mannaz is upside down, so you're totally headless, is actually not going to take you anywhere. In the end, maybe just fall on your face, because Othala is also upside down. This is the catalyst to your growth as Tiwaz takes root in Ingwaz. You can see the arrow going up, and if you imagine it, it's going to tilt your upside down Mannaz self back right up. The gate of Thurisaz pointing towards Gebo will mean that if your Mannaz, who is always with its head down, is actually facing up thanks to the energy of Tiwaz, so in other words, the energy of the warrior, the active person, if it goes up, then the gate pointing towards Gebo will open. So you will gain opportunities, you will gain presence, which will bring you down again to Fehu, which is the rune of prosperity, and to Gebo. This time it is facing upside down, but if you follow the flow, it will mean that it will go from Gebo to Othala, then to Eiwaz, and then to Ingwaz, which means that if all these runes are lived out properly, you will have a stable home, stable roots, a stable bloodline, which means that you can also have a good legacy. Yes, I think a good family takes everything into one pot, that I want to say. And Ingwaz, it will concentrate and go back into Tiwaz. So in other words, it's going to take a full circle. It's going to make a spiral, a positive spiral, and a cycle then around the prosperity. With the Dagaz, if everything is clear, if everything is lived out, if everything is proper, then the Dagaz symbol who faces up will go to Sowilo, to the success. So if everything that I have stated here is in proper harmony with the base and condition, being that you are honest with yourself and that you actively live that self out, then you will have Sowilo, the highest sun. Sowilo is the rune that I placed for the counsel of this oracle. This oracle is meant to show you the path to success. The first step, where do you start? How do you start? So the best question I would say you could ask yourself is, who am I? You start from there. And then awaken yourself, live yourself out, and prosperity, since the rune Fehu is inside the cycle, is not exactly, how do I say this, part of the process. So for example, if you say, I am not living myself out because I don't have the means to, I don't have enough money, I don't have time, I don't have friends who support me, I don't have anything, that's wrong. Fehu is not inside the cycle. The only thing you have to look at is if you're at odds with yourself, whatever you're doing, it's not going to work out in the end. Perhaps you will have an excellent phase. Runes are very old, very long-lived, so perhaps that phase will be rather long, perhaps, but the downfall will be just as hard. Yes. So this is my advice. Just look at yourself honestly and live. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Valfreya.